So hold on, before you scan that QR code, before you click that link, before you call the Social Security Administration, let's make sure you're doing the right thing so you don't get scammed out of the money you've earned your whole life. Let's see, we're going to cover all of that today. We're going to talk about the empty envelope scam making the rounds right now. The scammers keep getting sharper and sharper, cooking up new tricks to rip people off every single day. And now with AI, unfortunately, it's only getting easier for them. We're also going to cover Facebook scams, job fraud scams, and calls and emails claiming to be from the Social Security Administration. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ed. I used to run the third biggest Social Security office in the country. So today's focus is helping you and your family steer clear of all these scams out there. And if you've already been a victim of this, or nearly were, make sure you drop it in the chat. Here's the thing, these scams keep changing every day, so we want everyone staying sharp on it. I've also put together a checklist. I'll drop it in the description, and in the first comment on Facebook, YouTube, all of that. Once we wrap up today's topic, which should take about 10 minutes, we'll move through it fairly quickly. Go ahead and add whatever you've seen out there. Then we'll dive into viewer questions. We've got Terry with a question right now. Why is his wife being charged for Medicare twice? She already paid for Medicare, so we'll get into that. We've also got questions on disability and working. Early retirement. 60 versus 62. Can you collect early retirement benefits at 60? Yes, you can. Spouse benefits, PIA, and then there's this push, particularly in California, that might spread nationwide to tax the wealthy. That money in California, about 90% of it, is apparently headed toward Medicaid in California, since we talked yesterday about how Medicaid nationwide is really about to take a hit. Over $900 billion is getting cut from state budgets tied to Medicaid, so a lot of people are going to be at risk of losing Medicaid. And we're going to do everything we can to help you all stay eligible and keep your coverage if you actually need it. We're going to do everything possible to help you, us, and our team here, which is our incredible community across the country. Okay, let's get into a few of these scams quickly so we can move on to the live Q&A. So the big one is the SSA impersonation call. They pulled this years back too, pretending to be the IRS calling. That eventually got shut down for the most part, though you still see it every now and then. Then scammers pivoted to pretending to be Social Security calling you. I actually got a call like this myself. Regular viewers know the story. I was sitting in my office at the Social Security Administration and got a call on my personal cell phone, and someone tells me, "We're coming to arrest you," or "We're going to shut down your Social Security number," and on, calling from Social Security. And I'm like, oh really? Which do are you with? Title II or Title 16? They couldn't answer a single question. Obviously a scam. So if you get a call claiming to be Social Security, understand that Social Security typically only calls you if there's something pending. If you recently filed for benefits or something similar, they might call and say, "Hey, you mentioned you'd bring in your birth certificate. We still don't have it. What's going on?" Usually they'll send a letter, but sometimes they do call. And considering roughly 7,000 people were shifted out of the Social Security Administration over the last 18 months, getting an actual call from them is even harder now. Even when you call in, they might not pick up. So if someone calls claiming to be from Social Security out of nowhere, and it's not something you're already expecting, and they can't properly identify themselves, be cautious. If you're not totally sure, maybe thinking, well, isn't it about time for my continuing disability review, or something along those lines, say, okay, what exactly are you calling about? Don't give out any personal details. Just ask what they're calling regarding, let them explain, and jot it down. Ask what office they're calling from, get their name, then say, "All right, thanks very much," and hang up. After that, call the 800 number or your local Social Security office directly. Unfortunately, if you search on Google, most listings for Social Security offices just show the 800 number, not the local one. But use whatever official number you can find. Don't call the number they gave you. Call the 800 number, 800-772-1213. I've got that listed on my cheat sheet, which again will be in the description for you to download. Call and say, "I just got a call about this, is it legitimate?" And they'll be able to tell you. The systems behind that 800 number are all interconnected, so they can check and see, oh, there's a pending CDR or an earnings inquiry, or someone filed for benefits, and now you might be eligible on their record. And that's why they reached out. So yeah, always double check. Alright, phishing emails work the same way. A lot of people sign up under SSA.gov for a My Social Security account, which I and the Social Security Administration recommend. It protects you. Setting up that account makes it much harder for someone else to create one pretending to be you. Plus, you can check your earnings record and everything else. If you do that and authorize Social Security to reach you by email or text, then they will. So you might get an email or text saying, "We just added something new to your file," whatever document, a COLA increase notice, or whatever it might be. Click here. Don't do it. Don't click the button. Don't click the link. Just look at the email or text, note that there's a new letter, and delete it. Then go directly to SSA.gov, log into your My Social Security account, and check it there. That's the safest way. But never click those links. Okay, here's the scary new one. Empty packages with a QR code. If you receive an empty package, or even something odd like an old book from the 1950s, something you never ordered and don't recognize, and it includes something like, "Scan this QR code to find out where it came from," or "Claim your free ice cream and unicorns for life," or "a free cruise," whatever. This is called brushing, or brushing 2.0. It actually has a name now. Do not scan that QR code. QR codes are a great invention. You can scan them and land on websites and so on. But they're also risky if you're not completely certain of the source. At my old office, we had signage on the front door, hours of operation, and if you needed something after hours, call the national 800 number, or scan a QR code to reach SSA.gov, which a lot of offices put on their doors. But sneaky people would print their own fake QR codes and stick them right over ours, redirecting people to sketchy websites. So any public QR code that anyone off the street could tamper with, I'd be very hesitant to scan it, just in case. Alright, another one going around is Facebook scams. I'm sure plenty of people will bring up cloned friends, hacked accounts, and Marketplace. I've personally never used Marketplace, so I'm not too familiar. But a stranger showing up at your house to look at your stuff never sounds like a great idea. Not sure whatever happened to Craigslist, but I think Facebook Marketplace basically replaced it, and I've never really gotten into it, so tell me what you're seeing out there. Here's another big one causing a lot of trouble: fake Zoom links. I guess Skype's basically gone now, but these Zoom-style links are everywhere. So if someone says, "I've got an offer for you. Let's check on your mortgage. I've got a job opportunity. I've got a deal for you," and they want to set up a meeting, scheduling it through Calendly or Google Appointments or whatever, then send you a link. Be very careful. It might say Zoom, but it could actually read something like Zoom 1215 or some other malware disguised as a meeting link, and clicking it can get you into real trouble. It might say, "Welcome to Zoom. We need to update it. Click here to install the update," and people install it, and boom, your system's infected, and your bank accounts get drained within a day or two. So be extremely careful with that. If someone genuinely wants to meet with you over Zoom or similar, say, "Great, you've got a job offer. Free ice cream and unicorns forever. Awesome, here's what we'll do. Let's meet tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I'll send you the video call link myself." Or just say, "I'd rather not do video. Let's talk on the phone instead," the old-fashioned way. So be very careful clicking those links, especially anything asking you to update something. And another one. Most people already know this one. Though I used to share an office with a full-bird Army colonel. I'm an old Marine Corps sergeant, so I always joked that a Marine Corps sergeant and an Army full-bird colonel are basically equals. He always got a kick out of that. Anyway, he was sitting in his office, got an alert saying something happened to his computer, and he clicked every button on it. Yeah, don't do that. Can't believe he fell for it. But I know my audience out there wouldn't fall for something like that. So stay very careful. And if you spot any of these, yeah, we've got to stay on top of these new scams, especially with AI in the mix. We really need to stay ahead of the curve to protect ourselves. So if anyone out there has run into something similar, let us know. Okay, let's get into some of these questions. Let's talk about Terry here. They're withholding his wife's first check because Social Security believes she didn't pay her Part B. She's been on Medicare Easy Pay since last year. Okay, He left a few other messages too. So she's already 65, has been on Medicare for about 8 months, and it sounds like she just recently filed for the monthly benefit itself. So when she turned 65, she signed up for just Part A and Part B. Since I'm assuming she didn't have credible coverage through her own work or yours, she enrolled in Part B. And since she wasn't yet receiving monthly Social Security benefits, she had to either pay quarterly or use the Easy Pay system. Sounds like she went with monthly Easy Pay. And now, about 8 months later, she's filed for her monthly benefits.